Hello YouTube and welcome back to Brewing with Magic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today I have got an absolute blast of a deck, tons of reoccursion, so much synergy in this deck. Creatures keep coming back from the battlefield and you keep searching for your deck and it's just amazing. So let me go over the deck before we get into the gameplay and tell you exactly how it works. So we're calling it Burning to Oblivion. It has 2 copies of Bloodchief Thirst, nice little removal package for early game or late game, especially those planeswalkers, those pesky planeswalkers. We have 3 copies of Disdainful Stroke because late game, once again, things get out of control, so it's nice to have a counterspell that counters anything that's in that late game. We have 3 copies of Negate. People are doing a lot of crazy stuff with Great Henges. They're doing a lot of crazy stuff with Embercleaves, plus you might want to protect your own creatures at some point, so this is just a really solid card. 2 copies of Strategic Planning. You got to make sure that the deck is hitting what you need it to hit. Really key cards like Burning Rune Demon, which we'll get into in a minute. So this is a really important card. Then we have 2 copies of Agonizing Remorse because it doesn't hurt early game to see what the opponent's working with, but it also doesn't hurt to make sure late game, if you're going to try to make sure something sticks on the board, you hit this, throw this the turn before against, say, a blue deck. Make sure the gates are open and you're able to get whatever you want out there on the board. We got 2 copies of Heartless Act just for a little more removal. 3 copies of Null Priest of Oblivion. This is one of the cards that makes the deck an engine. So you're gonna always try to use this with the kicker and try to get some kind of advantage over it. If you have to throw it as a lifelink creature to either block and kill their thing, or because it has menace, gain some life, do it by all means. But when this enters the battlefield, if it's kicked, you return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's going to be extremely important, as you see in a minute. 2 copies of Drown in the Loch because it's one of the strongest removals in the game, because it's also a counter spell, but only 2 copies because it's more of a late game card for us. They do need to have cards in their graveyard for it to work. 1 copy of Mystical Dispute because there's a lot of blue decks out there right now, Sultai in general. We have got 2 copies of Obsessive Stitcher. This is once again part of the engines of the deck, just really helps it keep going. 1 black, 1 blue, 1 colorless, 0/3 human wizard, tap it to draw a card, then discard a card. So you're going to use that a lot. If you have big cards in your hand, other than Burning Rune, you want to you don't mind naturally throwing that, but big cards like, Draina, Demon of Loathing, Charks, things like that. Then you're going to probably draw a card and sack those to your graveyard, and then later on you sacrifice Obsessive Stitcher and return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. This deck is all about recursion. That's amazing. 1 copy of Agadeem's Awakening because the deck was a little bit light on land in my opinion, so I threw that in replace of one of the Obsessive Stitchers. I did have a 3rd one at one point, but this does somewhat the same job, but much later game because of how big our creatures are, but it also is a land if needed. 1 Charks, the Raging Island. This is just kind of a really fun, huge blocker that you can get to attack for a couple of points late game, but this is just part of the toolbox of the deck in case you think you need just an absolute house of a blocker. Say they have a huge Embercleave coming at you every turn and you can't get rid of the creature per se because you don't have your removal. So we have 1 copy of Alrun, God of the Cosmos, aka Haka, Whispering Raven. Really good early creature to throw because it's cheap, swings in, does a little damage, and then you scry. But then late game, in some situations you'll have a lot of cards in your hand, so it's nice to have that, but once again it's just part of the toolbox. You make the decision. So we have 1 copy of Draina, the Last Bloodchief. Why the heck not? Once you get that on the board, they're going to do everything in their power to not let you attack with that card, because everything in your graveyard, they don't want it coming back in, I promise you. Especially if it's a card such as one of the main cards of the deck, in my opinion, is Burning Rune Demon. That's why there's 3 copies of this. 2 black, 4 colorless from the new Kaldheim set. 6/6 Demon Berserker. It's not even a legendary. You can have multiples in play. It's flying. When Burning Rune Demon enters the battlefield, you may search your library for exactly 2 cards not named Burning Rune Demon that have different names. If you do, reveal those cards. An opponent chooses one of them, put the chosen card into your hand and the other into the graveyard, then shuffle your library. So in almost every single case, unless you're doing something like you're looking for 2 removals, or I don't know what the case is, but in almost every single case in the game, what you're going to try to do is you're going to go try to grab whatever creature you want, such as a Burning of a Demon of Loathing, a Drain of the Last Bloodchief, a Pursued Gormand, whatever you're looking for, plus 1 Null Priest, because what that does is now it doesn't matter what they pick. You either get the card you wanted or you get the Null Priest, and next turn you're going to kick the Null Priest and you're going to throw the card out that you picked anyways. So it's just a really good synergy on how you want to select your cards with the Burning Rune Demon. We have 1 Gorbrand for the toolbox. This is just amazing because when you cheat into play, you're not sacrificing a card at all. And when it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. So that's really cool. But another kind of interaction that I like to do with it is you can attack with the Burning Rune Demon if it's on the board. Then you Gorebrand, you sacrifice the Burning Rune Demon. They have to sacrifice a creature. And now you've got Burning Rune Demon in the graveyard to be able to come back out. You only lost 1 point of flying in the air. Plus, if they have little blockers, you have trample anyway. So it's pretty cool little interaction in my opinion. 1 Lockmere Serpent, we've all seen it. It's just a good utility card. It really keeps ripping cards out of their graveyard, which is really good against some decks. Really great for the toolbox. 2, Into the Stories, because once again, it's a late game deck. That's what you're trying to do, so you're most likely going to get to cast this for 4 and refill your hand. 1 Pursued Whale, just once again, part of the toolbox. Really big creature that you can go get just to smack people around. We have a Seagate Restoration. I actually replaced a 3rd Into the Story with one of those. Same reason I replaced the Agadeem's Awakening from our original build. That was one of the ways that the deck evolved, because I once again felt like the land was a little light at 24, and so that gave me 25, 26, but it still did what the card I took out did, which was draw. Then we have 1 copy of Demon of Loathing. Once just an amazing creature that has flying and trample and just keeps their side of the board under control. Really, really good. We've got a whole bunch of land here, not too much, but you know, the important ones, Castle Vantress, just to help fix your draws late game. Castle Lockthwain to grab extra cards into your hand. And then the, you know, we've got a Crawling Barrens to help close out games. But one of the more important cards, once again, synergizing with the entire deck, is the Port of Karfell. Because it does come into play tapped. That is a little bit harsh, but it's okay because you can pay 3, a blue, 2 black, and sacrifice this. So that's technically 7 lands total that you need, but sounds like a lot. What it does is amazing. Sacrifice Port of Karfell, mill 4 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Late game, when you've exhausted your Null Priests, your Obsessive Stitchers, or anything else that's going to help you with Reoccursion, this card catches the opponent off balance, off their game, throw down another creature, and it's usually lights out. So those are the cards. So that is the deck. That is how you want to run it. Let's get into the gameplay really quick. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. It means a whole lot to us. You're going to be part of this amazing community that we're building. Give the video a like, leave us a comment down below, and stay to the end, and we'll have a summary for you. Kirin Nichibon. It's a very good beer. I don't think that's how you spell it, and I don't think that's what they mean, but hey. Looky. We've got 4 lands, 1 being a Seagate, a Stitcher, Null Priest to Oblivion, and a Demon of Loathing. So I think we keep it because we don't have any removal really early. We could draw the Null Priest if we wanted to, just to defend ourselves, but we have a turn for potential bringing of Loathing Demon back in, or turn 5, depending on if we have to ditch it with the Stitcher. So we're going to keep it. We don't know what our opponent is up to. Black-green showing. Are they, let's see, are they in or poison deck, whatever you want to call it? Let's lead on our blue, pass the turn. Probably should have maybe led with the Seagate tapped, but we are past that point. Okay, so now they have a Temple of Silence. So we're black, white, green. They're not really doing anything, and we don't really need to run out the Null Priest right now. So let's do what we probably should have did last turn and drop this on blue tap, so we don't pay 3 life. Next turn, depending on what they do, we'll run out the Stitcher, or we'll pass the turn with the Disdainful Stroke. But I think we want to get the Stitcher out there so we can get this out of our hand and bring that back in. 2 Disdainful Strokes. Okay. Well, let's. I mean, I'm sure their deck is removal heavy since they have black and white in it. Black for the instant removal, white for their on-turn removal. So let's see if this even makes it to their turn. I would bet it doesn't, but I could be wrong. Oh, it does. I am wrong. Getting to our turn would be amazing, because when we have the 2 Disdainful Strokes, them not being able to... they already know what we're up to. Or they just don't want to fight a 0-3. They don't want that 0-3 coming at them every turn. Okay, so we've got all of our Disdainful Strokes. We're going to lead on the Crawling Barrens because we have dual blue if we want to cast both anyways, and that gets this from being sick. I still don't think we throw the Null Priest because they're a complete removal deck. So, like, at this point, I feel like it's not the wisest decision. At the end of their turn, if they don't do anything, then we'll just put counters on this. Okay, yep, they're passing the turn. We'll put some counters on that. They're Crawling Barrens. We're not taking that action. Omen of the Sun. We couldn't have stopped it anyways. But they were like, hey, they have counter spells. We'll do this now. Let's get rid of all the cards in our hand. Interesting turn from our opponent. So we do need a second black source. So let's get that out there. I mean, if this blocks the 2/2, we can stop some damage from coming in. But we're trying to get this Ruin Demon out there and then this real soon. So we might even block with the crawling. I don't know. This next turn, I think we're just going to pass. Holding up Disdainful Strokes, and we're just going to take some damage from these little guys. Hopefully, if we don't draw a land next turn, they're probably going to start to win real fast. So, they just main phased the Omen. So, that's odd. You think they would have put a stop on their upkeep? 2 to the top is not what we wanted to see, but that's okay. Now if they swing in... I mean, they're going to kill our Crawling Barons if we do anything here. So we're taking this. It's not worth losing a land when we're so close to this. Oh! Okay, so we're definitely taking another hit because we got to see our opponent's hand. Let's see what they're... So the dead weights, whatever. The Cosmos is going to go forever. Shatter, we don't care about. I think we have to get rid of the Vanishing Light because that's the one that messes up the Burning Tree. Plus, we can counter this, and that we really just don't care about. So... we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. We're just waiting for land. Until then, we're going to get beat up every turn for at least 3, ain't we? We have Disdainful Stroke for days. You'd think they would just run something out, but I think they're just happy with what they've got. Okay, there's the Elixir. There we go. We'll go ahead and counter it. We just need a land here. And then we don't care if they Shatter the Sky. That's okay, there we go. So this is where the deck starts to shine. We want them to shatter here. So we're going to take that action, and we're going to go get, let's see, what do we want here? We're definitely going to get, we don't need another Null Priest because we have one in our hand, so we'll grab the Gormand, and where's that other one? Where are you? I think I passed it in the beginning. Well, okay, I guess we'll just take the Gormand and... there's so many options. And the Lochmere Serpent, whatever. There we go. I like those 2 big giant beasts. So you're going to take the rest of their turn to Shatter the Sky most likely, which is fine. We're going to throw the Null Priest out, kicked, throw that right back out. We need to get this out of our hand. This is actually, I think, what I wanted. So, but if we get the Null Priest out, kicked, bringing the Ruin Demon back in to play... because they chose to not give us the Serpent, but that's fine. But we can just, oh, shoot. That is a Garuk. Yeah, and they destroy the Garuk, draw a card, and then they'll swing in for 3.
Looks like you're not fit to survive.
Well, okay. They won't be doing that again. They really want to hold that Shatter the Sky. What a top deck, too, right, Garuk? I mean, it must be nice. We don't hit cards like that. There's a negate. So, they don't have 5 cards over here. I think we're gonna pop the Null Priest with kick. We'll bring the Ruining Demon back in so we can fly right over their heads. We'll take that action. And then we're gonna grab what do I want to grab? They're not gonna let us have a Bloodchief Thirst, but we can get to that anyway, so we'll grab that just so that we guarantee our other card, which needs to be a Null Priest again. I wish there was a way to discard from my hand because I have so many cards in my hand now. So let's grab another Null Priest. Trying to force a Shatter. There we go. If they Shatter in the Sky here, then they'll make 2 pups. Yep. Oh, why would you do it in that order? So maybe they're not going to Shatter? If they did, they messed up. Oh, they want their tokens. They want their tokens. Gotcha. Okay. So he can minus again. So at the end of the turn, we're going to flash in the Lockmere Serpent. I think. I wish there was a way to kill it right now. Let's see. So they've got that and a card we don't know about. Of course, we don't have any land. We'll just, yeah, we'll kill him right now. Yeah, what are we doing? We need to do this. Hopefully that's not a removal. That's the only thing that, yeah. Boom! There we go. That was a big turn for us. We do open them up completely, so we need to discard a card. We have a negate and a mystical dispute. I don't think we need this many disdainful strokes, so we'll submit one of those and ship it back. See what they top deck. Kieran has been a mighty opponent. They are going to castle Locthwain, bringing them down. Yeah, 3 damage to 21, so it's a pretty good play for them. Okay, we're just not drawing land. Maybe it's all in the graveyard? Like, no, it's not. So, now, let's, this will cost sacrifice. Defending player. So, yeah, that's an amazing card for us. If they can't kill this, then we're just going to start bringing creatures back from the graveyard, like that Burning Tree Demon. So they're going to have to use a counter spell on this. It would have been so amazing to have drawn a land here, because then we could have held up all kinds of counter magic. We do have the Mystical Dispute, but the odds of them killing this with a card that literally costs that much mana, it's not going to happen. So can we get the Draina to stick? You could, I mean, throw Deadweight on it all you want. I'm just hoping this isn't a removal. They're going to maybe draw a card, take a little damage. They're trying to find a way to get rid of this Draina. That's absolutely going to take... Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, we're fine. We have the Null Priest. It's hilarious. So we know that they're almost out of cards. Let's see if they can keep this up. We could keep going all day long. So Null Priest, we'll kick it. And we'll bring her right back out. We could bring the Ruin Tree Demon, but this starts bringing us that back anyways. So if they can't get rid of this again, then we're fine. And if they do, then we'll use the port of Carfell, and we'll do it again. Okay, they're going to start drawing cards every single turn. Deadweight. Okay, that's fine. We are still doing fine. Right now, I don't mind this little Cosmic Elixir. Man, they went off as much as they could.
The tragedy of my death has only strengthened.
Okay, they're gaining life. They're drawing cards. So they can minus this for some 1/1s. I don't know if we care. Let's throw the castle out there. So let's go ahead and... swing. Let's kill this stupid... We want to just destroy their... They're at 28, and we're not going to knock them down low enough to where they're not drawing a card next turn. So let's eliminate their board. Nothing on their board can do anything. Oh, they're picking the creature. That's why. I'm like, yeah, I knew that. So I wish when this came in I could choose to pay more, but I know that's not how it works. So next. And then we're just passing the turn. There's no point in us throwing this. I mean, yeah, I want to control that. We can't keep letting them throw stuff out, and we have board control now. We can draw at the end of turn, so sacrificing and tapping out seems bad. Maybe we should have brought that into our hand, but we're going to into the story and just try to get some of this stuff. Like, that way we can discard some cards. Okay, they're scrying with their Temple. Maybe they're going to throw out their Elspeth. It's a dead weight, so I don't know if I even care about that card right now. I think we just let them have that. I mean, I don't care. Oh, they're just going to pick it again, that's why. But I'm fine with that. Let them keep wasting their turns. They are thinking. Yeah, no, they're picking their cards right now. They're going to throw the Elspeth. We're going to counter it with whatever counters it the best. What do we got here? We've got 1, 2 left open, so Mystical doesn't do it. I guess we negate. Negate's probably the best one. Disdainful hits creatures too. We'll do that. Let's level up this. We won't take it. They're gonna draw a land. Hey. So we have all the counters we need in the world here. Let's go ahead and fire this up. Take that action. Swing in. They're going to pick our Null Priest. They're not going to be drawing another card this turn. So we have a negate and a disdainful stroke. They could do both of these potentially, right? So I'm going to hold up all of our counter spells. I would bring this... Well, we could just get rid of that from their graveyard, huh? So why don't we bring this... Yeah. Let's bring that into our hand, and let's get rid of this stupid Elspeth, as well as some of these other cards. There we go. Now we know they only can... Yeah, we'll hold up the negate, disdainful, whatever you want to call it. Kieran is putting up a fight. There we go. It's a Shatter the Sky. That's what the negate's for. GG's. I'm pretty sure we've got this sealed up. And Kieran gives up because we have got control of the board. Good game. Howdy, sleeping. Sleeping. Ha. Almost caught me sleeping on that joke. So we have 3 lands in play, but they're all blue. We do have a removal, but we also have a strategic planning to try to find a black source. So I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this. We can't do anything till turn 2 as is, so we'll lead off with the land that comes into play tap, being the Port of Karfel. And let's see what our opponent's up to. Okay, so they're Fable Passaging and cracking it instantly. If you have been watching our channel for a while now, you know my opinion on cracking that right then. So I'll leave it at that. Hey, we found another mana source. It is blue. We definitely want to take all of the lands that we can find because, well, if we're not going to get the color we need, we're going to need land in general. Oh, hello, sweet blue source. Let's just put it on blue immediately, and let's see what our opponent is doing. I want to know what's in this hand. Unless they negate it, and then they do not want us to see what's in that hand. Essence Scatter ×2. Skyclave Apparition, we really don't care about. Shark Typhoon. Essence Scatter ×3. I wish I could move that over there. And 2 lands. So the Skyclave Apparition might get some, like, one of our little guys early on, but who cares? The Essence Scatters, if they want to counter our creatures, we have a lot of repetition. Let's get rid of this here Shark Typhoon. Hello. That's the one thing we really can't deal with the easiest in the deck. Oh, hey, foretell it. I wonder, so we got a turn, is this Alrund's Epiphany, or is this Behold the Multiverse, or Glimpse the Cosmos, or, no, that's not the name of that card. Look into Space, or Stare into the Void, whatever you call it. Could be Saw It Coming. Okay, so, I mean, we're getting to late game, so that's nice. And the Essence Scatters are going to get I'm just going to use Lock Mirrors for that, and hopefully, well, at least for one of them. They get the shark, they draw another one, huh? Okay. It must feel good to be a gangster. They got this 1/1 coming at us now. I think we just take 1 for 19 more turns. I don't know if we're using a Bloodchief Thirst on that thing anytime soon. So, let's get rid of their first Essence Scatter by flashing this in at the end of turn. Hopefully we can get them to use enough mana to where we'll then bring in the Burning Tree. So, yep, that happens. That happens. You hit me. And then let's go ahead and get an Essence Scatter out of the way. Which, we did that one. Okay, we already want... That's fine. And now, we just open up the doorway for that bad boy. We'll take some of that action. And let's take... discuss this, sacrifice a creature. So, I'm going to take this. Right? Do battlefield. They only have the 1 creature. So, but I think I'm going to take this. And I think I'm going to take a Null Priest. And my thought process here is that they'll probably end up giving us the big creature, not the Null Priest, because we'll have to sacrifice a creature. But then we attack with the Burning Tree. We sacrifice the Burning Tree. And then we'll end up... See? Exactly what I thought. And then we'll end up getting to use the Burning Tree again anyway. Yeah, so that's exactly how we thought they were going to do that. We're fine with all of that. That's what we wanted. Yeah, they've got a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can start taking some turns, which they're probably going to do. We know that the essences are dead. I mean, at the moment, because we have our creatures already in play. This turn, we know that they can't use the Skyclave on anything. So, okay. So, I think I definitely bring this back to my hand. Oh, we can't. Hold on. We can't do that. That's not even a possibility. So if I fight the Gore the Gormand. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus this would be 6. If I fight against it, we still won't win because they have double essence scatters. So let's attack and let's see what our opponent does with that 1/1. I'm assuming they're going to block. Okay. And then we're going to get this Stitcher out here, because if they want to essence scatter that, that's fine. I mean, we still have the port. We just don't have anything big in there, because we still have this the battle tap. So yeah, we knew they were going to do that. We're just whittling those down. Let's not fight over that. It doesn't put enough in. We need 5. So maybe we should have negated, but I don't know. We don't even have 3 black, and I just want to get more land out here. Let's put it into play tapped, because we don't. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we don't care about trying to cast anything super important a moment. We'll just pass the turn. Sleeping is taking things very slow. No, I'm kidding. They're doing perfectly fine for a control deck. They're doing everything they're supposed to. So, I think we get this out there, because I want it in the graveyard. Oh, wait. Cancel. Let's attack first. Because 1, this will be in the graveyard, so we can use the port, but 2, this will be in the graveyard. So they might let us have this, because we're already submitting the 1. So no matter what, we're already losing our creature. So they might, why not counter it? Now, I want more cards in their graveyard. Oh, okay, I was going to use this. Interesting. Okay, they want to scry. There are 5/5 in the air. It's pretty good. I mean, it didn't do it when it comes in the battlefield, but like I said, I wanted our 6/6 flyer here in the graveyard. We're only losing 1 damage a turn with this, and now I can use the port to bring this back in. And now we can actually use the Lockmere Serpent's ability. Maybe we should stop hovering over it. We don't need them to know that. I don't know if one of these is a Starheim Unleashed or Alrund's Epiphany. They don't pull the trigger. So they can't counter me doing this. So let's do that. Let's just get rid of all those from their graveyard. Okay. Let's swing for 5. Boom. And if we do this, we lose our negate, don't we? It's 6 plus that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus that. So we lose our negate, and we can flash this in at the end of turn for lethal steal. So I was going to do this for the Burning Tree, but I think that's a misplay. I think that's, yeah, they're going to create maybe a 1/1 or gain 2 life, draw 2 cards. Nice. Because, I mean, we could do this at the end of their turn also. So, wait, can we? Yeah, it doesn't say it's a sorcery. So, I think we might still be doing that because they can't counter that. Doomscar. They're left with 2 cards. Do they have a counter that's not an Essence Scatter? I think we'd let them have this Doomscar. Why fight over it? And we'll bring in the Burning Tree. Yeah, let's see what they do. So, I still have the Lockmere Serpent, too. But they have an Essence Scatter. That's the thing. Let's get around that Essence Scatter. Okay, let's grab that Burning Tree. Boom. Let's take action. And then... Good games. Good games, Sleeping. 48 kilos. Shh. Don't tell them. So we've got 2 lands, a castle, and a pathway, 2 Disdainfuls, a Seagate, Burning Rune, and a Gormand. Opponent goes first. Everything in our hand is huge or slow. So let's mulligan this. Let's grab the mull. Okay, Strategic, Obsessive, Stitcher, Drown Unlocked, Stainful. Yeah, we'll keep this one. We don't have any way to get a whole bunch of cards into their graveyard, so I think we're going to ship the Drown in the Lock. That'll be a later game card for us. And let's see. I think we'll lead off on the Swamp. So let's see what our draw is. They are red for sure. So we'll lead with the Swamp, like we said. We have 2 strategic plannings we could play with. Okay. They've got red. What else they got? Another red and a pass. Interesting. So we'll go island, and they're not doing anything, and we can't hold up a disdainful stroke on a turn 3 play. So let's look into the future. This we definitely don't want. The whale, disdainful stroke we already have, and this could be a creature or get us stuff back. So we're grabbing the Null Priest of Oblivion. They throw a 3rd red source. Seize the spoils. So there's some kind of a combo deck. Let's throw out the Barons and throw out the Stitcher so we can start shipping the Demon Loathing, other things with the Stitcher to the graveyard, get it back with Null Priest and Stitcher. Next turn, we can actually pull the Whale out if we wanted to with the Stitcher. So they go Gold Span. Maybe we should have held up the Disdainful that turn. So we are in trouble here. Oh, this is interesting. So we'll throw this out on blue. Or no, we need double black more than double blue, other than the end of the story. And then I think the plan here, and we have blue here. I think the plan here is to hold up the Disdainful Stroke. At the end of their turn, we can ship the Dreamweaver. On our turn, we can... Yeah, we'll hold up for them. We're going to have to take another 4. So this is going to be unfortunate. Yeah, we'll just have to pass. Maybe I should have put this in. So no attacks. We're going to pass. At the end of their turn, what we'll do is we'll use the Stitcher, ditching this, and then we can actually sacrifice the Stitcher to get this back out. I wish it came into play not tapped, so we could do a combat trick. Okay, well, we have to Disdainful Stroke the 2nd Gold Span Dragon. That just... That can't happen. Okay, they attack. They make some more. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Kilo, slow down. Look at all this. They got juice on us. We're down to 12. They could cast a 4-drop now. I mean, they're going to pass a turn, so we are going to draw a card, discard a card. It's the land. We'll discard the Demon of Loathing. We throw the land. 3. Oh, we need one more. One more. So next turn with this. So once again, maybe I should put that into play. So I'm going to use the strategic planning. We get a negate. Looks super good. We get a Bloodshot Thirst that we cannot use this turn, so that's bad. Oh my goodness. We have the other land right here, so I think we have to get the negate to hopefully stop them from going off this next turn, doing anything crazy. And, oh my goodness. Maybe I should have held that up. Yeah, no attacks, end the turn. I should have held that up to bring this out, but next turn we're going to do it anyways with the Null Priest, and we have 2 Null Priests. Shoot, shoot, shoot. We're getting behind here. Okay, as an additional cost. Okay, I think we have to negate that. Because I don't think they're doing anything crazy. They're looking for cards. They have 2 land left. Well, 6. No, they have a lot. Yeah, we had to do that. They have so much land left. Oh no, okay. Well, that's can't do anything right now, but it will very soon. 4. Yeah, they're gonna create 1 when they attack here. Nothing we can do about this. It's just is what it is. And then they'll get another one here, and then when they attack with this, so yeah, they can't attack next turn either, most likely, unless this creates a token. So this coming into play without costing me any life is a pretty big deal. So let's get this down. Let's throw this. Let's kick it. I think we got to get this 7/7 Flying Trampler that whenever it hits them does stuff. No attacks, end the turn. So the 5/4 shouldn't be able to attack this turn. And they're definitely not going to attack now with the Goldspan Dragon. I mean, okay, maybe they do. Because, I mean, I have to take the 2. I can bring back this big well next turn. Okay, they're passing. We're taking our turn. Castle. We're 1 blue away from seagating if we get to that point. We have a Crawling Barrens. This brings them into the battlefield tapped, right? Return that card from the graveyard to the... Oh, not tapped. So, what do we do here? I can bring this back and have another creature on the board with the Null Priest. But this costs less mana, and they're all flying anyways. So, okay, let's attack first with the 7/7. That's what we do. Hoping that they'll block, and then we'll just bring it right back into play. If not, we just... I think we just actually... Yeah, okay, so they are going to block with those 2. Cool. I like it. Oh, they're blocking all 3. Okay. So, we're doing 7 damage. So, 4, 5, 6. Which one do I think we kill the Goldspan and then the Phoenix. So, we'll leave it in that order. Because they can't attack with that now. So, I think they do that. Yeah, we do that. Then let's keep that out because we can cycle. Let's go ahead and throw this out. Kick it. And let's bring this demon right back out. And let's start it over again. Thank you, opponent. I thought it was nice. Turn around and do it all again next week. There we go. Come on. And we have the Stitcher to do it yet again. Okay? So there's the Phoenix of Ash. Just getting rid of their graveyard. If we draw a blue source, we get to Seagate Restoration. Refill. Well, we're not going to... With what cards? We have no cards. So, we're going to just ship that. We're going to use... Okay, that's fine. Let's get some information. Let's get some information. A Crawling Barrens. We don't need another one, but we also don't need that anymore in our hand. So let's get rid of that Seagate. Oh my gee, mini Christmas. Our poor opponent. Our poor opponent. So let's go ahead and let's swing in with the 7/7. Yep. Let's swing with that bad boy. They block with the Phoenix and... Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, Kilos. You should have finished this off much sooner. Get ourselves a Burning Rune. Let's grab a... What do I want? What do I want? That's not going to do us any good. That's not... We'll grab the Gourmand. No. We're grabbing the Drina and another Null Priest. Because now it doesn't matter. We'll end up getting it either way. Plus, we have the Stitcher in play. It doesn't matter what they pick. We're going to get what we want. There we go. So we got that one. That's probably the better one for them to give us. Because we have to actually cast it for... It's 5 and we only get it. As where this is for 4, so it's cheaper. And this, we get another creature with it. So... In fact, we could... Let's go ahead and scry. Or do the effect here. It's a negate. Oh, good game, opponent. We could have shipped the Drina and just brought it back into play with that, but I think they understand what's happening now. We have that game all sealed up. Good game. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up for another one. Wow, well, as long as you definitely draw a little bit of early game removal and you can survive, this deck just seems super strong. It seems like it's really well suited against... aggro decks. Once again, you got to make sure you have that plan for the early game, but then it really feels like it's suited well against control decks and mid-range. When this deck starts going off, the engine is absolutely amazing. It's a blast to play. I highly suggest that you do try this deck out. I can't stress to you how fun it is. So, a little bit of changes though. In my opinion, just a lot of games. I had pretty good control of the board to where throwing a Charix just to block a huge creature with Embercleave or something like that seemed a little memey, just not great. And then Pursued Whale, I mean, it's just a 8/8 body that gives them a creature. I don't know. I never saw the purpose for that in my... Like, why have that in the deck? I apologize to our our builder there, Will. He's an amazing brewer, but sometimes I don't see it. Maybe he'll be like, why'd you make that change? I love that card. But for me, I'm taking that out. And to replace those cards, first off, I want to bring in Massacre Worm. Now, the first reason, and main reason, I should say, is all the indestructible things running around right now. You know, Toski is just a real big pain. All kinds of little, if we can cheat this in on turn 4, whatnot, with the Obsessive Stitcher, we take out, you know, mono red, mono white, we get around all of those just annoying little creatures that are in the meta right now. And then the other one was, that I wanted to bring in was Waker of the Waves. So this one gives creatures your opponent control -1, -0, so not too beneficial. You're not getting rid of things, but if they have a bunch of little creatures, or even like, once again, a Toski's not hitting you, and it's a 7/7 body. But the reason I really like this is if you naturally draw it for some reason, you discard it, look at the top 2 cards, put one into your hand, and now you can cheat this big old huge monster of a creature in. So those are the changes I'm definitely making. But do me a favor, down in the comments, let me know if there's a change you would have made differently. Plus, I'm thinking of toying with taking out these 2 into the stories, because in my opinion, with all the reoccursion, I would get low on cards at times, but it just never felt like I needed it that much. But am I wrong? Or if you would take that out as well, what would you put in the deck instead of the stories? Would it be some more early game removal? Would it be some a different way to draw cards? What would you do? I want to know. Please subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. It means a whole lot to us over here. Give the video a like, and as always, until next time, have a blast in the arena.